down in trouble and you need a helping hand, and nothing, oh, nothing is going right. Just close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up, oh, even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running just to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. Ain't it good to know that you've got a friend, where people can be so, so cold? They'll hurt you and they'll desert you. They'll take your soul if you let them. Oh, but don't you let them. No, no. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running just to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. And I'll be there. Yes, I will. And I'll be there. Yes, I will. You've got a friend. Yes, you've got a friend. Yes, you've got a friend. You've got a friend. Yes, you've got a friend.
Good morning, everybody.
All right. That's Mr. Jason Goldstein, everybody. Let's give him some love.
Thank you, thank you.
So welcome, everyone. My name is Reverend Dr. Michael McMorrow. I'm the spiritual leader here at our Center for Spiritual Living. For those of you joining us online on the Love Stream. Sorry, I digress. So if this is your first time joining us online, welcome. You just heard the musical stylings of Mr. Jason Goldstein, one of our musical directors here at the center. And so look for him on Spotify and wherever you can download music. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pestering him and Teresa to give us a little slide so you guys can, like, Squarespace it or whatever. Not Squarespace, what am I thinking of? QR code it. All right, so enough of that. And our presider for today, wandering somewhere in the hinterlands, Reverend Nancy Woods. Reverend Nancy, we're calling you. Anyway, I would tell you a joke, but I don't have any appropriate church jokes. That's Agnetta's territory. Do you have a joke you want to share this morning while we're waiting on? Oh, there she is. Dun 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 dun. So everybody doing okay over there? Yeah? You checked in with all your friends? So Reverend Nancy Woods is our assistant minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Granada Hills, which is located in the North San Fernando Valley, a faith community where we welcome all to practice their beliefs and faith and love. So we're delighted to have you here online. We're delighted to have you here with us in the house. And so let's get underway by taking a deep, conscious breath and release. And in that release, just allow ourselves to settle into this eternal now moment, turning our attention away from the worldly clamors, the hustle and bustle to get here. Just allow ourselves to be here now as we come together for our call to service, which we call Lighting the Flames of Faith. And we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call Spirit. That fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here this morning. So as Reverend Nancy lights the first candle, it's for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. The fifth candle we light for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. The sixth candle we light for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. The ninth candle we light for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. The 10th candle we light for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, for the space we hold for them here in the sanctuary, within our online community, and of course within our own hearts. And now, as Reverend Nancy lights the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experience the healing flame of God's eternal love.
There is one flame that burns in our hearts. There is one light that shines through our love. We light this flame with faith. We light this flame with faith. We find this light within our soul. just one flame, one light. Within.
The light of life, the light of being. I'm so grateful to know and to understand that this divine presence, this divine light that is in each one of us, has brought us to this place and this time together in which we share an hour, in which we open ourselves to expand our experience of being who and what we are. To know that the infinite presence of life is forever given to us by giving through us, and that which it brings forth from us, through us, and as us, is the love of the universe, saying yes to the newness of being, to the great expanded understanding that the infinite intelligence of the universe is forever telling us who we are and what we are and how to bring the greater newness, greater amount of newness into our lives. So it's with the idea that all of this is based in a consciousness of love that we allow ourselves to share this hour together, knowing that we are enriched with each other's company, knowing that each one brings something new to our experience of being, and being able to embrace the idea that the uniqueness of each one is a blessing to each other. And as we spend this time together, we spend it with the joyful sense of appreciation of the amount of love that we sense that is in this room, the amount of joy that is bubbling up into expression, the amount of creative energy that comes with the music, the message, and the greetings that we have from each other. So it's with these wondrous ideas in mind, and we say thank you, thank you, thank you. Not only for ourselves, but for each other. So we lovingly say that we appreciate this as we say together, and so it is. Oh, I see some faces that I haven't seen in a while, but thank you all for being here. What I'm willing to share is kind of a week's view of spirituality in my own life. One of the things that I have to say there, that when I come here and when I look out, when I appreciate the love and the smiles and the joy and the harmony, because I'm finding it sometimes challenging to do that. I cut the television off, but then I pick up the phone. And the things I've been seeing are not exactly, lifting me up. I've been trying to figure out, I actually started to figure out how to get YouTube and Google cell phone, because I found that what I'm seeing and what I'm experiencing on that was not exactly putting me into a very happy, joyful, loving, lifting mood. But then again, I kind of stay in touch with the life. And what I been trying to practice this week is how to stay in that energy of harmony and love and peace that I have not come off. How do I keep myself in that and not get caught up in the energy that I am experiencing when I see news and public expression? And well, I'm trying new things. So one of the things I tried this week is what I talked about, praising other people. I tried praising Nancy to try to get myself back into the sense of just being loving within me and loving who I am and appreciating the idea that I'm alive and well and healthy and I got all this good around me. And actually, when I get into that, it just seemed like my life is pretty good. And then I go in there and see how the things are not that good for other people. And then kind of go down the road a little bit, even rooting for this one and not rooting for that one, that kind of stuff. But one of the things I realize is that in loving me and loving myself and appreciating myself, I have an energy that I appreciate, that I be able to see the beauty of life and the joy of life and the peace of life. And that's what I have when I come here. I come here and I feel good. As a matter of fact, I got so good I forgot to come back and do what I was supposed to do on the I'm supposed to be doing here today. But one of the things that it really works to a certain extent, I'm going to try a few other things too, because I think that I have to come to some kind of resolution, because what I'm seeing out there comes from in here. And I don't necessarily like what I'm seeing out there a lot of time when I look at the news and stuff. So I'm trying to come to some kind of, because, we say these principles and we say that that's true, that your world is a reflection of your consciousness. And I'm not sure I like what the world is reflecting back to me right now. And so what I'm working with, the idea is just staying loving, staying in the loving, staying in the idea of harmony. And that's what I want to bring to my experience. And it's easy for me to bring it here. And it's easy for me to see it here. So I have to strengthen my own resolve to be a place of love, be a place of joy and the beauty of life. And see how it affects the world. And I think that, I don't know about you, but don't you feel it when you come here? Just feel kind of, oh, it's nice, it's harmony, it's peace, it's love. So can we feel it enough that we begin to affect other people in the world? Can we take it into our lives so much and so strongly? And when I look at the trees and I look at they all seem to be joining me. They're all blooming in the leaves and everything. They all are saying yes to the idea. But I think I got some more work to do. And when I look at how many people are here, I think if all of us work at it, I think we might begin to affect the world in a more positive way. Because what I see out there is the need for a lot of love, and a lot of joy, and a lot of peace. And I can feel a whole lot of it in me when I'm sitting in that house by myself. So I'm trying to figure out how I can share it with everybody else even more. And thank you for letting me share that.
Bring it on, everything new, yes, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying, I'm through waiting, I'm through hoping against all hope. I'm through longing for something gone that'll never return. I think I finally learned to bring it on, everything new, everything different, everything true. Yes, I am ready for my next thing to do. You bring it on, I want everything new. Through grieving, yes, I'm through dreaming for the life I never had. You know I'm wishing on someone else's star that'll never be mine. Yes, I think it's time to bring it on. Yes, everything new, yes, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. Yes, I know it's gonna be everything new. I've survived many times before, broken hearts and slamming doors. I'll be alright, yes I will once more, just as I did back then. I'm gonna rise again, so bring it on. Yes, everything new, everything different, everything true. Yes, I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I know it's gonna be everything new. Oh, I'm ready for everything new. Thank you, thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm supposed to do the announcements. There's always a practitioner available if you're ready to create something new or expand your experience. Thursday at 11:30, we have a Tai Chi, so we welcome everybody that wants to join us for that one. Thursday at 7 p.m., AA holds a recurring book study group in the back, so everyone is welcome to attend that one. Wednesday, April the 9th, we have visioning at 5:30, and it's followed by a Taze service at 7 p.m. this coming Wednesday with Reverend Jeannie Hoffman. Jeannie is still having those bags that she wants to gift to others. So if you want to participate, you can fill a bag, you can pass it out, or you can color one. So you can participate in whichever way you want to. And Easter Sunday, we only have one service, so it's at 10:30. So you're invited to share that with us. Is that? Oh, gratitude. Who's doing gratitude today? She's not here. Oh, he's going to do it.
It's going a little bit personal, but I'll be fine. It says, I am grateful for my awesome plants.
Pets. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So now would you stand and say the Declaration of Principles with me? We believe in one universal spirit, manifested through all, natural and incarnate in us. We believe that the universal spirit is personal to and reveals itself through everyone who recognizes its presence. We believe that our faith operates upon a lawful mind, which automatically manifests in our experience according to that faith. We believe in the unity of our life, in the immortality of the individual soul, forever expanding. We believe in eternal goodness, eternal loving kindness, and the forgiveness of life to all.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I can see the light, and I'm free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I can can see the light, and I'm free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release, I let go, I let the spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light, and I'm free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm only here for God.
This is how we do vibrato here. Mr. Jason Goldstein, everybody, let's give him some love. So it's great to see longtime friends here visiting us from Arizona, some new friends, so and a couple of new gents in the house, and then we have a friend from Guidance around here somewhere. So welcome, lovely to have you here. So I don't know if you ever knew our beloved Judith Dunkley, but she was a member here for a while, so welcome. And welcome to all of you guys, too. You know, I actually made it to the 9 o'clock service this morning. First time since June. How about that? Whew. Trying to take over the place. And before I get going, I want to encourage you, the Enrich Your Spirit Retreat, there are still openings for that. It's in Lucerne Valley. It's a very reasonably priced, and it's being presented, facilitated by Reverend Dr. Ken Gordon, his wife Deb Gordon, and Reverend Greg Dorst, if you know Reverend Greg and Jackie. And then Dina Efferson, who's connected with Spiritual Unity, is doing the music for the weekend. And Valerie Reeves is the hostess. So Valerie was here. I got good reports on her. People really liked her when she was here filling in for me. So if you're looking for a spiritual reboot, it's like mid-May. The flyers are out on the board out there. Join us. I'm actually going myself, and I won't be working. So, yeah, I'm going to have to practice what I preach for 3 days in a row. So it's good to be back after I had a couple weeks off. So if you've been here and I haven't, that's because I wasn't here. And which means that we find ourselves now at the beginning of the month, meaning we have a new theme for April, Fertilizing Our Future. Believe it or not, I didn't come up with this one. This was from CSL. Fertilizing Our Future. So we're going to look at that a little bit today. And our talk title today is Enriching Our Soil of Possibility. So we have this new theme. And we're also heading into, this, as it happens this year, the three Abrahamic religions are tightly kind of backed up together. So the Ramadan fast just ended last week, and now the next couple of weeks we're going to be moving into Passover, and then, of course, Easter tied to that. So this idea of the Easter season, traditionally called Holy Week by observant Christians and others, that being the retelling of the passion story of Jesus of Nazareth, tortured to death by the Romans, believed to have been raised from the dead in 3 days. 3 days after that on Easter Sunday. So it's a good reminder for all of us that, we can roll away the tomb from our old ways of thinking to allow a new life to resurrect itself, a new life to express itself in the life that we are currently living right now. that we can get off the cross. We don't have to be crucified by the conditions of the world, regardless of what's going on in the outside world, or on our phone, or on YouTube, or Instagram, that we can choose. We can choose to roll the stone away from those old ways of thinking to live a new life, a life of light, truth, beauty, power, creativity, love. How about that? Who couldn't use a little more love in all of its forms? So for now, we're going to explore this idea of fertilizing our future, which sort of ties into an Easter story when we understand that in order to experience something new, that we often have to let go of something old. We have to make space for it. It's this idea that, we can't receive something new with a clenched fist, right? Now, fertilizing our future, there are so many places to go with this theme, isn't there? I think the most obvious one is to recognize that when we find ourselves in difficulty, when we find ourselves knee-deep in adversity, we inevitably find ourselves on the path to change. The question that becomes then is, how long are we willing to hang out in the problem before we're set to move into the solution? And that problem can often look like a big old pile of something awful. Now, for those familiar with the book Blue Collar Spirituality, Finding a God That Works, the author tells, this is a shameless self-promotion if you're new here. So the author tells a story of his father when sadly assessing the life predicament his son found himself in, observed sadly, "Son, your life is like the wheel on a manure spreader. It's just one continuous round of shite." Ouch. I mean, that one hurt, mostly because it was true. And I have to say, I wish I could report that that was the beginning of the big turnaround, but it wasn't. And sometimes we have to take things to the deepest levels of futility before we let go of them. Jesus shared a great story about this in the prodigal son, right, who took his inheritance early. And then the market fell out and his 401 was devastated. No, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. He went and lived the life of Riley, right? He spent his money on women and cavorting around, and then he wasted the rest of it. And but in the end, he found himself in the mire, the muck and mire with pigs, and he realized, geez, even the slaves on my dad's home are treated better than this. And so he went back, and of course, the story is that the father saw him coming and not only got out the fatted calf, but put on the ring, right? A ring signifying, access, power. And this notion that our Heavenly Father is awaiting our recognition, awaiting for us to wake up, to be awakened to a new way of seeing and experiencing the world. We're to allow ourselves to awaken our consciousness to know that it is our thinking that creates our reality. And that our thinking, as modern people, we know that our thinking is impressed upon by many things. And so as Reverend Nancy was alluding to, that, we need to pay attention to what we are cultivating, pay attention to what we are paying attention to. That we do have, we are working with this metaphor of soil today, but so we have this soil of which we're cultivating that is only as good as the stuff that we're putting into it. So we don't want to put, we wouldn't fertilize with salt, for instance, right? We'd fertilize with fertilizer. Now, although the details may differ from the story that I just presented here, this is what the wheel on a manure spreader actually looks like. So the idea is that we're taking something that is not only kind of foul, but we're taking it and making it out to be something useful. So we can all, I think, relate to this story in some way, that our details may differ. Everyone can relate to it in some way, whether in relationship, career, finance, even health, perhaps addiction. When we find ourselves stuck in whatever kind of mental error, sometimes it can feel as if we are the wheel on the manure spreader. So although life can feel this way at times, it's really important to remember that this is not the truth of who we are. This is not the truth of who you are, of who I am. That you are bigger than your story, you are deeper than the highest idea that you may have of yourself, that there is that within you that has never been violated in any way, and it is that within you that is eternal and will continue to express, not only in this plane but on the next, an expression of the eternally begotten having an experience of itself by means of you, by means of me, and by means of everyone else too. Now, this is an important thing to remember when we're looking out there and when we're looking in here. They too are having their own experience of discovering the power and presence of the divine, however they know that to be. In whatever language they give it. Now, most of us have no sense of what that can be or what that can mean experientially. That we haven't had that deep, lasting spiritual connection that allows us to, experience the fragrance of the Spirit, if you will. For most of it is more of an intellectual understanding. This does not mean it's not legitimate, right? It takes what it takes. And besides, there are lots of things in human life that we know about and have not experienced fully and accept as fact. So, for instance, outer space. Right? We're told that, space is a vacuum, right? That there's no air. It's a very harsh environment. So we go to these incredible lengths to create a safe bubble in which to go and explore. So we have these people who go out and explore, and then they report back to us what's going on. Well, we have the same thing is true for spiritual explorers as well. Right? So we have teachers like the Buddha, Jesus, Moses, Muhammad, Julian of Norwich, Teresa of Avila, the Dalai Lama, Yogananda, who've gone out and have explored these realms of experience and reported back to us. In fact, in the Buddhist tradition, there's this notion of the bodhisattva, someone who is enlightened and then chooses to hang out in this realm to help others to achieve enlightenment. So how am I doing so far? No, I'm joking. Yeah, if you knew me, you'd really understand how funny that notion is. So we have so intellectually, we're there. Now, the carpenter spoke to it in a roundabout way when he said, be ye perfect, as your Father in heaven is perfect. Now, this is an aspirational challenge, really, as well as the truth of who you are right now. Oh, wait, I can think of all the ways in which I'm not perfect. Yeah, in the human realm, right? But in here, we're talking about metaphysics, man. We're talking about something deeper beyond this human three-dimensional experience to a multi-dimensional experience of life. So then the challenge then, of course, is us to polish the glass, right, so that we're no longer looking through a glass darkly, but not only seeing the light of the Spirit, but polishing that glass from the inside to allow the Spirit to express itself. And that's where the real spiritual courage comes from. To be able to stand in your authority like the centurion, right? When he went to see Jesus looking for a healing for his servant, and Jesus said, yeah, sure, show me the way. Oh, you don't need to do that. I'm a man of authority. I understand. All you need to do is speak your word, and it is done. This is where the basis of what we call spiritual mind treatment is coming from. That even with our judgments of who we are as the imperfect expression of the divine, that we know that there is that within us that is perfect, whole, and complete. Whether we're connecting with that intellectually or in those wonderful moments of connection, usually accessed through gratitude, where we know a deeper truth for our life, a deeper truth for the life of others. The world needs this teaching desperately right now. Our young people coming out of COVID are struggling. A lot of the stuff that we took for granted coming up, those little milestones, if you will, of dances and learning how to talk to girls and guys, and even just keeping up with their education. We have 20 plus years of war with people coming back, having these horrible experiences that no person should have to be subjected to, that our veterans struggle, sometimes the ultimate struggle. And now we have this uncertain time, which we don't really know what's going to happen. We don't really know, right? And yet our imagination fills in all the gloom and doom and what's the worst thing that can happen and blah, blah, blah. But we understand and know that we are spiritual beings having this human experience. We know that there is a deeper truth underneath it. And so really what we are being called to is to step into the consciousness that we say we believe in, that we say we know is the great potential for ourselves, and to step into that. And to create our best life in spite of the seeming lack of harmony, maybe even a sense of futility. This is not for us. We are working with a power that is infinite in nature, always available. And, infinite means you can't run out of it. It's not like the last bowl of Cheerios, right? It's the bowl of Cheerios. How about the last bowl of Captain Crunch? Let's get something a little sweeter before the roof of your mouth kicks out. It never empties. You and I, and everyone else too, are the perfect expression of spirit, and that we have been called And we have chosen to incarnate in this exact moment. So in the timeline of expression up until now, who knows if we had other expressions of life? Some say we have. I don't know. I'm agnostic. I'm pretty sure I was a king in my last life, but I'm not sure. Right? And it's always a king, right? It's never, yeah, I was like a serf, who died in the Irish famine eating grass. No, that's not the person we see ourselves reincarnated, right? I was the High King of Ireland. We have chosen to incarnate in this moment. We've been called to this moment. So any challenge that we may be currently facing, it's important to remember it's temporary. And sometimes that temporary can be months or years. From the observation of the wheel on the manure spreader to finally putting the plug in the jug and getting some traction and moving forward in our life. And as people of faith and as religious scientists, we know the great potentiality is there can be an instantaneous healing. Speaking our word with authority. And the master teacher showed us how to do it. He gave thanks, acknowledged his connection with the Spirit, with the Father, spoke his word with authority, knowing it is done. And then letting it be so, releasing. This is what the spiritual mind treatment is based on. So any challenge we may be currently facing is temporary. Life changes. That is the one thing about life that we can absolutely count on. The Buddhists call this idea impermanence. So the question really is for you and I is what are we prepared to do about that? In the old days, we may have pleaded with the divine for relief, said the rosary, offered up to the guru. The agnostic might say, as in the Shawshank Redemption, that we either get busy living or we get busy dying. And underneath all of this, then, is that we can either choose to live a life of design rather than a life of default. And if you are feeling stuck in life right now, you're living a life of default in some way. So we can choose to have a new thought. So I have to stop talking now without even really making a point today. But on page 10, it gets really good, I can tell you that. So let's get Jason up here, and I'll just leave you with this. It is our new thought combined with spiritual practice that will presence the results of our best life. That you don't need to do it perfectly, but you do need to do it consistently. You don't need to do it perfectly, but you do need to do it. So what is the it? It's the cultivation of soil. The cultivation of soil is our receptivity. Our receptivity is exploring the ways in which our faith is now ready to expand. Faith in what? Faith in that there is, in fact, a power greater than you and I are alone, that is both impressing and expressing itself in, through, and as all of life, in, through, and as the life of all beings, in, through, and as all aspects of this expression of this three-dimensional plane. So we can choose to cultivate a receptivity that seeks to align with this infinite power and presence. Call it what you will. Christ consciousness, the Buddha mind, intelligence, creativity, love. So today, let's find ways to connect with our understanding of how this thing expresses itself in our understanding, in our heart. Let's see if we can live in a little more open-hearted, open-minded way today. Take that into our work week and see what changes, and then report back next week.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whispered words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in this world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. Though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. 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 There will be an answer, let it be. Is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me, shining until tomorrow, let it be. Yes, I wake up to the sound of music, and Mother Mary, she comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. You let whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
So jazzy.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, nice. Jason Goldstein, everybody. Give him some love in the chat if you're watching at home. And I'm going to ask Chloe to bring up our offering basket. Just got a few moments longer. Just remember, Reverend Nancy was late getting in here. This isn't all on me. Not blaming. So if you come prepared with an offering here this morning, just make your way to the basket. For those of you joining us online, just use our PayPal account, and let's go into our offering song.
Spirit gives through me, Spirit receives through me, Spirit lives and breathes through me. Spirit lives and breathes through me. Spirit gives through you, Spirit receives through you, Spirit lives and breathes through you. Spirit lives and breathes through you. Spirit gives through us, Spirit receives through us, Spirit lives and breathes through us. Spirit lives and breathes through us.
So going within for just a moment longer as we know that this basket represents both the generous heart of the individual and the receptive heart of this spiritual community. The generous heart of the individual who knows and knows that they know that God is our source, our substance, our supply. And so now, representing this spiritual community, we accept these gifts by whatever avenue they find their way here, through in-service giving, through the mail, or through your gifts on PayPal, through electronic giving. That all of it goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless not only the vision and mission of this center, but anyone connected to it in any way, including our new friends visiting us here today. That from this place of gratitude, we extend a blessing to our community of Granada Hills, our city of Los Angeles, our state of California, our United States of America, all of its churches, temples, mosques, schools, universities, the people who attend them, the people who support them, and for our planet as well, that we understand and know that there is a divine right action, a creative impulse of life at work here. And to the extent that we know this to be so, we see its demonstration in ways great and small. This lifts our hearts. We feel a sense of grace and power that propel us into ways of spiritual living that not only raise our life, but the lives of those around us as well. And that's a good thing. And together we acknowledge this by saying, and so it is. Amen. So let's give some love one more time to Mr. Jason Goldstein. Thank you. Well done today. Do we have some youths today? Do we have youth today?
Yes, we had youth today.
Oh, you're getting so tall I didn't even recognize you. How are you? You want us to move? Do that little move? No. Okay. No, she's cool. So would you like to share something with us today?
Okay, she made this.
Come on up here where they can see you and hear you.
Just show you back. We just decorated bags today.
Nice.
And this was hers. And we also worked on melodrama, which is overacting with villains and heroes and heroines, and that was fun. So that was good. That's it.
Gee, that sounds like a lot more fun than what we were doing. All right, thank you. And thanks for bringing your daughter in today. Nice to see you. All right, so let's get Reverend Nancy to pray us out. And then for the new people, O'Grady's Pub is across the street, just letting you know.
It is with the consciousness of gratitude I say thank you for this experience that which we have shared, and know that the seed is planted, the seed for newness has been planted, for us to know that we have choice, we can choose to be and experience life from that place of love, peace, and harmony. And we do so as we recognize that the love that we are experiencing here, we take with us into our lives and into our experience. And for the opportunity to share this with others, we say thank you, and thank you. And with appreciation, I welcome each one to know that we go forth to do this together, as we say, and so it is.
Please join me in singing the peace song. That was meant to be, with God as the power, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me, let this be the moment. Let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternal.